All right. Hello, my name is Sean Kim, and my
Uh,
partner. Oh,
sorry, my name is Etche Park.
and today we are doing our second project for a point and a rectangle in geometry, or for geometry. And uh, so for this code or project, the user is to put in a coordinate, a point for a coordinate, and we'll be given whether the input given is in a rectangle or not. Sachai?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that I've seen or we've seen that we could tackle this problem. The video that was offered had x and y as a distance, which was used to figure out whether it was in or not. We decided that instead of trying to define a separate variable distance, we just took the input as x and y, and because the rectangle is centered on the origin, we just have the actual coordinate point be the distance. So just going over the code a little bit, we of course have our scanner package for input, and then I decided to name our class geometry to match the project name. And this is our main method. Here's our scanner for input code, and this is the code to prompt for the uh, the coordinate points, the x and y, which are stored in both x and y. And then this line, it's just the first part of the output, which is talking about the point. There's going to be the input that you have in x, and then it says x, and then the input that you have in y, and the y point. And then it's going to say, based on whichever one it goes to, it'll say if it's in the rectangle or not in the rectangle. So for this if conditional statement, I said absolute value of x and absolute value of y because it could be positive or negative. And 5 is the distance for x because it's the height is 10, so it's 5 positive or 5 negative, and y is the same but with 5, so 2.5 to the left and 2.5 up and 2.5 down. And if both of these points are in those constraints, then it'll say it's in the rectangle. Otherwise, it'll say it is not in the rectangle. And then just to make sure the program works, we're going to go through a couple sample tries. We'll start off with the ones that were in the project described. So go 2 for x and 2 for y. And the point 2 is in the rectangle because it's less than 5 and less than 2.5. Let's do 6 and 4, which is not in the rectangle because the x value, it's too big, and the y value is also too big. And this wasn't these next two weren't in the project description, but I decided to include some negative tests just to make sure the negative works. So we had negative 3.3 for x and 3 for y, and it should say not in the rectangle because the y value is too big. And then for our last attempt, I'm going to have both negative numbers, negative 4.0 and negative 1.5. And this point is in the rectangle because the x value is less than 5, or the absolute value of the x value is less than 5, and the absolute value of the y value is also less than 5. Sean, you want to close this out?
Um, how should I disclose it?
Uh, Pause button. Go.
All right. So overall, um, this this code will give you a rectangle with the height of 10 and the width of 5, and whether the input will whether the input is in the rectangle or not. So yeah, this is our coding project, or project 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.